Everybody, welcome back to this old Trike. Today we've got another lineup video for you. Can you guess what it is? Today we are doing the 200cc big red Honda ATC lineup. Actually, that might not be an appropriate title because one of these, nowhere on it has the words big red. But we're going to pick this apart and show you the differences and maybe teach you some stuff about machines you didn't even know existed. Some of these being the rarest Honda three-wheelers ever. What do I mean by that? By saying at one time, if you asked me how many 200cc Honda Big Reds were there, I would have told you there was 3. I would have told you in 1982 they came out with the 200E Big Red. First year, a lot of things going on with Honda at this time, so this is their first dedicated, standard equipment, rack on the front, rack on the back, 200cc utility machine. So in 82 they also made the ATC 200, which racks were optional, similar size platform, didn't have electric start. Nothing else had electric start. This is the first electric start Honda three-wheeler. So really catering to, somebody that maybe has a farm or a lot of property to manage. It's something that they can hop on, press a button, and go. So 200E, the E being electric start. These were chain drive, high-low range. I've really belabored the big red difference videos, so if you've seen any of those other videos, you know everything I'm about to say. If you haven't, please seek them out. They are good to watch. A lot of information there. I may miss some of the information in this video that I mentioned otherwhere, so don't take this as the end-all be-all. I might forget something. This is all off the cuff. But electric start, these had some options. Some of these machines that I have the options on them, but I'll mention them as I think of them. But this machine's probably the worst quality of the 200cc Big Reds that I have. It doesn't have original tires. It's got some decal peel. I think these are Bruce Almond decals on the back. The racks have been possibly painted by hand, but they're not factory. The paint, it's got a rusty exhaust tip that somebody put that exhaust tip on. It's kind of funny. I could totally take it off, but I haven't. I'm going to mention all the years and then come back and point out some of the major differences or some minor ones that probably don't even need to be mentioned. But keeping with the moving on, we have the 1983 200E. So very similar to the 82. Chain drive, high-low range. One of the things I didn't know was a difference, and I probably forgot in different videos, but you see there's nothing here. That's because in 82 they didn't have what they came out with in 83. This is a plug-in for your optional accessories. The promo literature for these machines show, does that go on? Yeah. Shows a spotlight, and my buddy Greg just got a spotlight mounted on his. John McWorth up at McWorth Cycles, he's put a spotlight on an 84 Big Red, and that's what Greg did also. And it shows it in the literature, but it actually says in the literature that the spotlight wasn't for this machine, but I don't understand how that all works. But anyway, that was an option. And that's about the only thing I know of that you plug into this, but you can, wire a charger for your phone into that or whatever you like. This has the Honda line basket on the front. I got this from the original owner. I'll tell you where I got these from. I got this from the original owner. He lived had a camp in the Catskills, lived on Long Island, and this was his camp machine. So his name was Ed, and he listed this on Craigslist for the very steep price of $0. He gave it away, and it had dry rotted rear tires on it. I've since swapped those out with some originals that I found. I originally had these Scorpions on the back. The front tire is one that he put on it. It had the basket on it. I put this guard on it, which I think is a reproduction. I think this is also a reproduction. You see the paint's a little bit darker than the rusty surround. The 83 and the 82 had factory seamed seats. You see, has a seam around the back. That is correct. These have metal seat pans. Didn't come out with a plastic seat pan until 84. Now in the US, in 84, they went from chain drive to, skipping over to the 84 200 ES, E being electric start, S being shaft. And they made a ton of these. This is the most mass-produced Honda three-wheeler, quite possibly the most mass-produced three-wheeler made for that particular year and model. But did you know they also made an 84 200E? Now you'll notice the decals look very similar. However, one leans forward, one leans back. It almost looks like somebody put the decals on wrong, but you notice the silver has the polka dots. The silver on this stripe doesn't. You know what does have the polka dots? The 200M. And it's been pointed out to me that I've never done a 200M video, and I need to do that. It's on my to-do list, but we're not getting to it just now. But you'll notice it's got the plastic insert on the recoil like the 84 200ES does, but the 83 200E is a fully metal recoil. So that's one difference. If your buddy says, this old Trike, he's not special, my buddy's got an 84 200E, there are some distinct differences, and that is one of them. Another that's kind of easy to point out, 83 200Es has a aluminum strap right there holding the starter wire. Man, the birds are loud, huh? That has a strap. But on 84, they moved to this setup. Had a welded on tab right there, just like the 84 200ES does. What else? Lots of things. But this particular machine did not come from driving distance. This one was sold to me by my buddy Risto up in Finland, and the cheapest way to get it home to the US was to have Risto send it to my buddy Nick Duvall in the Netherlands, who shipped it on down, well, had to dismantle it in a large way to fit it into a crate, which he then air freighted to me. So this one came from Finland. This one, like I said, I had to drive to the Catskills a couple hours from here to get. This one I didn't mention, but this one came from upstate New York, just outside of Champlain, north of Plattsburgh. My buddy Craig Deloria told me about this one. You know what I'm noticing? No, I thought that tank was not that right, but I guess it is. Seemed like it was standing up a little bit taller than the rest, doesn't it? Yeah. This tank isn't on right. See this gap? Oops, see the gap there? It's way taller than it should be. That needs to come off and get fixed. Anyway, so New York State in the north, New York State to the south, across the Atlantic Ocean in Finland. This one came to me. This is the 84 200ES. My very good friend Chad Bennett had this machine and sold it to me years ago, probably 5 years ago at this point. And this is what I grew up riding. You know, a lot of people grew up riding an 84 200ES. This is the most mass-produced machine. they're bulletproof too, so they last, you know, unless they get beat on, they will withstand a lot of punishment. Again, on all of these machines, racks are standard. Tow hitch is standard. And these were designed to put in the work. You notice these are chain drive, chain drive, chain drive. So these hitches kind of mount around the center carrier. But when you get to 84 and the 200 ES, they've got that differential there. This thing could stand to have a deep clean. Now that I've been through a few of these, all the blemishes on this one kind of stand out. This is mostly original though. It's got a couple tubes in the tires. These are original tires. You know, the head pipe needs a paint job. Would look a lot better with some fresh paint, but unmolested. You know, what do you do with that? You hope for the best. That's what you do. You run it until you can't anymore. But that does have a tube in it. So in many ways, this was the end of it. You know, like I told you in the beginning, if you asked me how many 200cc big reds did they make, they made 3. 84 200ES, 83 200E, and an 82 200E. But as I found out, first I found out about the 85 200ES from my buddy Ben Rafter up in Canada, Alberta. He told me about this mythical machine that a buddy of his had, and he swore up and down and promised to me he was not lying, and I don't think he was. He said they had a 85 200ES Big Red, and they murdered it. They put that thing through its paces and utterly killed it. And he felt bad about it. There was remorse, but he said if you Google it, you'll see pictures. And if you Google 1985 200ES, you will see pictures that look like they just put an 85 250ES decal on the side of a 84 Big Red, and that's what it looks like. However, there are differences, and they're subtle. The first of which is they have a secondary tab welded on the welded on the rack. You'll see the 84's only got that forward one, nothing back here. But they wanted these fenders to have an extra support, so they have the tab there. Now you'll notice mine don't have a bolt through them because these were new old stock, and I just had a hard time drilling them to put that hole in, and I probably will at some point. I don't think these are going to go anywhere, so I will make that right. But that's one subtle difference. Another is the throttle. This is the throttle that you would find on a 200X, an 85 200M, versus this style, the old metal casing. So the throttle is different. I believe 200S's follow that change. So 84 has the metal, 84 200S, 85 200S has this style. And a big thing would be hard to fool somebody. The shift pattern on an 84, all the 84 models and under, when it comes to no clutch auto motors, you shift down to go up. So it's downshift machine. 85 is upshift. So that's pretty cool. This is an upshift machine. I'm trying to remember what other differences are. There's some sort of casting difference on the rear on the rear differential, but I don't know what it was for. Racks are the same. So these have plastic seat pans because they are all 84 and newer. You'll see I've acquired an EM500 generator to sport on the back of this guy. I've got my eyes on another one. And they make an actual Honda strap that you would put on it. This one's just a Velcro job that I found online. But that's kind of a neat accessory. You'll see those in the literature. This one has a speedometer. 5 miles on it. That's pretty cool. That was a new old stock odometer from my buddy Craig. So that's got 5 miles. Just running around the property basically. This one we put a speedometer on. 292. That was a used speedometer. Insert this and add the Honda sticker on the cross member of the front forks. Sometimes it says Honda. Sometimes it says all-terrain cycle. And I don't know if it's a 83 and older got all-terrain cycle, 84 and up got Honda, but that's another difference that is worth mentioning. Bruce Allman informed me about that difference, and he said it's kind of arbitrary. He's seen some say one and some say the other, but it looks like it could be year related. This one's just got a headlight grill, so unlike the other ones that mounted on the outer edge, that one you take out the chrome ring and put it in there. That one's got that also. I just acquired another basket, so I think I'm going to put a basket on the 85. That one's got a basket that I found somewhere. I always thought it was funny that that basket says four-wheeler. So yeah, so I've had the opportunity to restore 2 of these now. The 84 200E and the 85 200 ES. Pretty cool. Fun machines. You know, they have a sentimental aspect to them for me because I grew up on the 84 200 ES. They are tremendous workhorses. They are fun to ride. And they are a lot of people's first exposure to a Honda three-wheeler, so that's pretty neat. I'm sure I'm missing things, not thinking about things. I'm not mentioning the levers on the 82 are different, the bar ends are different. You know, you're probably going to catch things that I haven't mentioned, like the fact that there's no bar pad. That's how it was designed. So there's no neutral indicator. There's definitely no reverse indicator because this didn't have reverse. This is a cool thing. The 83 200E has the dash pad but no light. The 84 200E has a dash pad and a neutral light, and I believe that is the same as the 200M. So a lot of similarities between that and an 84 200M, but the 200M doesn't have high-low range. The international models have the reflectors. Being that I'm working on my 88, I think all the reflectors in the rear are supposed to be red. So I'm willing to bet that this is an incorrect reflector, being that it's yellow. Yellow is correct for up here on the headlights. That's why these have reflectors and the other ones don't. They are non-US models. Well, I guess that's it. I don't want to belabor this video. Make it short and sweet for you. The correct tire for all of these would have been the Dunlop KT 325. It wouldn't have been this BKT Sport. I haven't even heard of those. KT 325. They didn't make an Oats version of these. KT 325 all the way around. Kind of a cool looking tire. I dig them. So what do you think? Did you learn something you didn't know? Am I just regurgitating information? Did I not show something that you really wanted to see? Do I need to do a bonus video on something in particular? Let me know. Post it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to go back and watch all the other Big Red videos I've put out. But this is quite possibly the first time that all 5 of the 200cc Big Reds have been lined up. I rode them all for the first time consecutively yesterday. Not that that's important for any reason, but that's probably the first time that's ever happened. Pretty cool, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, watch all the other videos. Like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Teach them things that you now know. And that's great. From an 80-degree day up in upstate New York, thanks again for watching. We appreciate you guys. And we will catch you at Trike Fest, Haspin Acres, week after Father's Day. Don't miss out. If you can make it, love to see you there. So thanks for watching.